Hey guys, so what I wanted to do is to kind of further this video series just a little bit to help you out a bit more with your projects by showing you some things outside of Geometry Sketchpad you can use. Pretty good resources if they're the kind of thing you like. Let's go ahead and delete this off so we can start from scratch. What I'm doing here is I have, say, this that I would like to copy and paste into Geometry Sketchpad because I like using Word as an editor better than the integral Sketchpad editor. This is stuff that really is not related to what you're doing in very many ways. Well, it is in a way, and in a sort of way that you'll come to eventually, but right at the moment it's not all that important to you. It might be kind of interesting. You're more than welcome to read it. But anyway, so you can open a text box and just paste. There are a couple of places here you'll notice that my notation didn't get put in, and what that is that should have been an implication statement, which is in the editor here. You can go around and fix those, fix your formatting, pretty it up, do whatever you want to do, select different texts by going here and say you just want Verdana, which is kind of a funky one, but anyway, that's how you do it. And so the thing is about it is that if you have that word in this editor, as far as I know, I have not found a spell check. That's why I like doing mine in Word and then pasting my Word text into Geometry Sketchpad. So there's that. Then I'd kind of like to go on to another kind of thing here. Let's say, for instance, you have found a proof that you like. This is listed as Archimedes method, and I don't know that that's true. I haven't done any research whatsoever on this, but I don't doubt that it's true. So the reason that I'm showing you that, though, is because I wanted to show you a cool thing called a snipping tool that you can use. For instance, in this case, if you wanted to use this proof relies on this object for some of its proposition statements, and so basically what you can do is you could probably copy the image, granted, but that's not available to you in all cases. So in the event that it isn't, you can simply hit your start button depending on what version of Word you're using. I've only found one that didn't have this available to it, but I think about 90% of you should have this. 90% of Windows users at least should have this available to them. And what it is the snipping tool, as I mentioned. You just simply hit your start button and start typing in the word snipping, and you'll come up with this this program. You can add it to your start menu or your quick access menu down here, your quick access bar down here, as I've done by just dragging it into the bar, or you can send it to your desktop as a shortcut. That was the quick launch bar, which you can also do here, but you can send it to your desktop from here by hitting desktop create shortcut. I don't need to do any of those things, so I'll just go ahead and open it up here, and that's what happens when it comes up. You can your screen sort of grays out or clouds out, as I believe it's called, and everything on your screen freezes. As you've noticed probably in the previous videos, these gauges over here actually are what gauges my CPU usage and current usage, and then I'd have to think about what this one does. Anyway, you've noticed probably that these needles are going back and forth constantly as I'm doing different things, and now they've stopped. Well, that's because snipping tool is up, and if I cancel that, you'll see them start moving again. So now you'll see them freeze again. So anyway, that's that, and this clouding out that happens is to give you a good reference on where you are, what portion of your screen you're snipping, and that's that. You've seen this before in one of the videos I made before on one of the geometric objects used in proofs, and what I was doing with it is I have a second screen that's out of your view when I'm recording, but I was dragging it in and out of your view to show you what I'm going to do next. And this is basically what you might consider a piece of paper in electronic form that that you can have your object on and use it for reference if you don't actually have it on a piece of paper. So that's pretty cool. Then there are some options on here. You can highlight or mark it up with a pen. You can pick the color of the pen, like if I wanted to say make an arrow to H, I can just simply do that. If I want to highlight, I can highlight L and say X and say Y and blah blah blah. And then if I don't like any of that, erase it. Okay, and so one thing about it is if you don't do any editing on your snip, you will find that it's automatically copied to your clipboard. If you do some editing on it, in order to get all of the edits, you have to go to edit copy again, and that copies all of your edits. Now, one last thing about this is you can also go here to customize, and sorry, that wasn't what I wanted. I want to go to options, and so you can put borders around your snips any color you want, and I'll just say OK and show you how that works. We'll go to new and find a good spot to start. And there you go, you've got it in a border, and I missed part of that H, but I could simply go back here, hit new again, and go again. And I might be a little sloppy on this one because I'm starting to get pretty close to time. Anyway, so there you go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just put some markings on here and go to edit copy. Let's make sure I hit that. Back to Geometry Sketchpad, and then I'm going to ask the picture be pasted. There we go, there it is. Then there's a few other things you can do with this that you'll just kind of need to explore on your own, but it's a pretty cool thing to use, and this is kind of leading up to a video that's coming pretty soon about links back in Geometry, back in the actual Sketchpad series. So there you go, guys, that's that, and I will talk to you in the next one.